Ever since 2019, Apple has been secretly working on a massive push into the AAA gaming industry, and now, 4 years later, they're about to reveal it at WWDC on June 5th, and in this video, I'm gonna show you a bunch of evidence for why it's finally gonna happen. The most important news you need to know is that Hideo Kojima, the creator of the famous Metal Gear Solid franchise and many other games, has been spotted by Apple's campus a week or so ago, which means he could be a part of WWDC. And 2 days before that tweet by Mark Gurman, an Apple employee posted a photo of a path that leads to the Steve Jobs Theater that said "production in process, do not enter." So just like every event in the last couple of years, Apple is filming the WWDC keynote video, and Hideo was there as well. So why would he be there? Well, the only reason is that Apple has some major gaming-related announcements to make at WWDC, and they wanted a well-known face in the world of gaming to show it off. But going even deeper, Hideo was interviewed last year in October, and he said that his next project would change not only the video gaming industry, but also the film industry irrevocably. He said that he's wanted to make whatever it is that comes next for years, but the technology was insufficient to achieve his ambitions until now. He said it's almost like a new medium for gaming, and if this succeeds, it will turn things around, not just in the game industry, but in the movie industry as well. What that sounds like to me is a new VR-based game that's completely out of this world incredible, something that wasn't possible until the creation of Apple's VR headset, which we already know is coming at WWDC. Mark Gurman already reported that Apple was planning some interesting games and gaming-related features coming to the headset, including the ability to run most of Apple's existing iPad apps in mixed reality, including games, and having a gaming focus with top-tier titles from existing third-party developers. On top of that, Palmer Luckey, the creator of the Oculus headset, said that the Apple headset is so good, which really says a lot. However, there were many Apple executives that were recently worried about the headset's success due to the high price and unfortunate market timing in terms of the economy. So with Apple moving forward with the release of their headset, I believe that they've been preparing some absolutely incredible games, including this massive industry-changing potential project from Hideo Kojima. Way back in 2019, there were reports that Apple was working with studios to create AAA games that were huge in scale, similar to the big Zelda games, but we didn't hear much about it ever since. But everyone who knows about AAA games know that they take years to create, so now that we're in 2023, 4 years later, I think Apple is finally ready to show them off to the world. Back then, we even had leaks from other sources about Apple working on a gaming console, including a dedicated gaming controller, but none of that came to light. What if Apple has been holding off until the release of the VR headset to reveal all of this all at once in a massive gaming push? This user on Twitter came up with an Apple gaming hypothesis, which includes Apple packing their various devices like Macs, iPads, and the VR headset with the same M2 chip so that the experience is consistent across all of the platforms, and it's easier for the game developers to make the games for them now that they're powerful enough. Not only that, but a game maker would only need to create the game once, since all of these devices now run on Apple Silicon hardware and software. There would just need to be a little bit of optimization done for each UI and display size, and that's it. And coincidentally, Epic's Unreal Engine just got native Apple Silicon Mac support right before WWDC, which could point to that being a huge part of the gaming push, showing developers how to develop games for the Apple devices. Now, way back in 2020, Apple's own developer videos even talked about how to optimize games for cross-platform use so people can play on any Apple device together. together. But going even deeper, I got some very interesting info from Hatchy Tech on Twitter, claiming that Apple is planning a new Apple TV or gaming console that'll be released alongside new M2 Max and the VR headset with a focus on cross-platform gaming. He even said that Apple has been slowly restructuring the company for a while now, even creating its own full-scale Apple Games development section or AAA Apple Gaming Studio, just like they did for Apple TV Plus. He says that they're basically going all in on gaming, and the integration of VROS and the headset to macOS, iPadOS, and iOS is just unreal. And if they get the stuff working right, it's going to be mind-blowing. Now, to me, that sort of sounds like the new game-changing medium Hideo was talking about. And for Apple, it makes sense to partner up with him. One user on Twitter said that if Kojima is involved, he's got some amazing stuff cooking in VR. People are still waiting for some specific remakes of Metal Gear. So imagine Metal Gear in VR on the Apple headset. If he announces that during WWDC, the gaming community will go bonkers. It would be a sign that Apple has entered the big boy scene. And that is exactly what Apple needs if they are to enter the gaming industry with a huge push, and it's really the only way they can make their VR headset succeed, at least at first, with exclusive incredible games and experiences that you can only get on Apple's headset. So that explains the whole new Apple Gaming Studio, as well as the software integration with Apple's other products to make the headset worth the very high cost. However, we just got a major leak showing that Apple's headset might not be as expensive as we previously thought, which was around $3,000. It was a leaked BOM, or bill of materials, for the headset, which was translated on Twitter. Apparently, Apple is going to position it as a non-profit product, so they won't apply the same profit margins as they do with their other devices, at least not at first. There will be 2 chips costing around $120 to $140 each, a camera with 14 sensors, a micro LED display, and a bunch of other parts totaling around $1,400, or including shipping in boxes and everything else, around $1,600. It could be that Apple ends up selling it for $19.99, which might not sound that bad when we actually get to see all of the specs and features at WWDC, especially if they truly are doing a massive push into AAA gaming. But now here's my take and prediction on what's gonna happen. I fully believe that Apple is gonna come out with a bang when they unveil the VR headset, telling everyone that they now have a dedicated gaming studio, and they're gonna reveal a bunch of brand new game titles and show off all of their trailers. I think Apple has wanted to get into AAA gaming for a long time, but they were honestly waiting for the Apple Silicon architecture to make sure that these games will run on all of their devices with incredible optimization. This was only possible when Apple ditched Intel 3 years ago, but it took that long because these games needed to be built for Apple Silicon from scratch to ensure that they would run well and show off just how impressive their Apple Silicon really is, being able to run the same games on every device, even on the iPhone. I also believe that they're planning to bring hardware ray tracing to the next generation A17 and M3 family chips, which was already in the rumor cycle, especially the new GPU design that was supposed to come to the A16 but was delayed until the A17. But Mark Gurman has clearly said on Twitter that he thinks Apple could end up giving the VR headset a new chip with completely different branding from the M2 chip, even though the technology and specs might be very similar. But either way, if you're excited for Apple's WWDC event, check out that video for more leaked products which could be coming, and click that circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.